everybody. This is Wrestleview Editor and Chief Mike Tedesco, bringing you another quick reaction to something that happened in wrestling tonight. I know I said that these would be, wouldn't be happening too often, because how often are there really giant stories in wrestling? But we're one day removed from our one giant story with Vince McMahon and the WWE talent, and now we're going to the other company, AEW, and a really controversial and stupid decision that happened tonight. I'm just gonna give you my reaction to it right away. 45-year-old Matt Hardy, who more than has his legacy solidified in professional wrestling, was facing Sammy Guevara tonight in a broken rules match at AEW All Out, which is still going on as I'm doing this right now. They get up on a forklift. They start off in the football stadium. They get up on a forklift. He goes for a side effect on Guevara off the forklift through a table. Guevara blocks it and spears him off the forklift through the table. Hardy overshoots, smacks his head. And I'm not going to say they were 15 feet up in the air, but they were pretty high up. Maybe 12 feet up in the air. He overshot the table. Mid to lower back hit the table. The rest of his body unprotected, including the back of his head, hitting the concrete. He's out. You can see that he's out immediately as soon as this happened. My initial reaction was, oh my God. And the referee, Aubrey Edwards, had no idea what to do. None. She's just standing there like, no direction whatsoever. Nobody in her earpiece going, end the match, end the match, end the match. Just call it off. Check on him. Nothing. She's just standing there like, what do I do? Starts to count. He rolls over, tries to get to his feet. He somehow rolled over and tried to get to his feet. No equilibrium whatsoever. He falls over. Sammy Guevara tries to grab him, and they're just stumbling everywhere. This is a complete disaster. The guy is obviously concussed. And then they send out Dr. Sampson, who checks on Matt Hardy. The bell rings, and so the match is over, right? I was like, good. Okay, that's a good call. End the match. It's over. Somehow, 2-3 minutes later, after Guevara walked off, Matt Hardy's like, I'm okay. It's me. Delete broken Matt Hardy. Where's Sammy Guevara? I'm going to get him. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Matt Hardy then proceeds to go out there, give Sammy Guevara some sort of DDT on the floor. Then they climb a scaffold, and then Guevara is knocked off the scaffold through some crash pad, and that's the end. So they got to the finish because they have to finish. It's Matt Hardy's gonna. The stipulation is Matt Hardy's gonna leave AEW if he doesn't win. It's like, really? We're finishing this match because of a stipulation? Where in the world did Dr. Sampson get his medical degree? Where he looks at Matt Hardy, who can't even stand, and then says he's cleared to compete. Because that's the stupid freaking thing that they tried to pass off on the broadcast a little while after. Tony Schiavone gets on there and says, update on Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara. They're both going to be okay, but there were some scary moments. It's like, are you kidding me? They're both going to be okay? Matt Hardy's on his way to the hospital right now. Or, no, not right now. He's already there. What are they thinking? Now, look, WWE doesn't exactly have the most stellar track record of all time, dealing with concussions, but most of the examples people are citing, are from 20 plus years ago. They've made, since the unfortunate incident happened with Chris Benoit, they have made great strides in taking care of their performers' health, particularly in terms of concussions. People have been pulled from big matches because of concussion fears. Matches have been stopped. So it's like those arguments don't really hold a bucket of water anymore because it's been fixed. Yes, they haven't been perfect. No one has been perfect in the wrestling business since its inception, but people get better. Tonight, this was, you could call this a rookie error. You could call this a rookie mistake, just an unfortunate incident, and it's a young company. They weren't really sure what to do. I say BS on that. Tony Khan should be absolutely ashamed of himself. He proved himself tonight that he is no leader. He's just a mark who owns a wrestling company, has no idea how to actually lead. Because any leader, anybody who cares for their talent would have ended that match immediately. They never, ever would have even let it go to a finish. So what? You don't get a finish on the pay-per-view tonight. They don't climb the scaffold and Sammy Guevara falls through the damn crash pad. So what? When Hardy heals up, you know, God willing, and hopefully that this concussion isn't too devastating, put it in the main event of a Dynamite, or put it on Full Gear in November. But screw this whole thing, like, oh, we got to get to the finish, and letting them get to the finish because you had time to fill. No, this was a leader who panicked, didn't know what to do, and let the wrestler, who should never, ever be allowed to make a decision on their own in this instance. Oh, I'm okay. Okay, that's good enough for me. No, the wrestler doesn't get to make the decision. Somebody has to make the decision for them, because the wrestlers for most time, and Hardy's an old school wrestler. You know, he's from that era where you get injured and you finish the match. They don't get to make those decisions. You can't, because they aren't capable of making the correct decision. They're making the old decision, which is wrong. And this is a company, you know, it's like you can call it a rookie error, but, you know, last year they tried to defend bringing back chair shots to the head, and we all know how bad that could be for people. Oh, well, it was meant to be protected, and meanwhile Cody winds up with a bunch of staples in the back of his head, trying to be safe with an unprotected chair shot. This company, you know, for as much good as they're doing, makes some really stupid errors, and tonight, none bigger than this. This is pretty damning. That's my take on it. You know, I don't know how you feel about it. I know a lot of people thought it was a work at first, but go check Matt Hardy's wife's Twitter. This is no work. This is a 45-year-old man who doesn't need to be doing stuff like this anymore. Putting his life on the line. He's a father. He's a husband. You know, he's more than just, oh, the wrestler. You know, it's like, if you're a fan of professional wrestling and you're a fan of Matt Hardy, you don't want to see this happen, and you don't want him continuing with this match. And if you say, well, damn it, you know, it's injuries, that's wrestling, you got to continue on, then you just don't get it. You're too far gone. You're not a fan at all. You're just a fool. That's my take on it. What's your opinion? I'd love to hear it. Thanks for watching this video.